Hey gang, it's Ross with TrainWise Fitness and Performance and RunWise Coaching, coming at you today with a shoe review from a brand new Pearl Izumi. Stay tuned, check it out. Alright guys, here it is. Brand new offering from Pearl Izumi, the N3 Trail. This is a shoe that debuted back in April. I've had it for a little bit now. Really gotten a chance to take it out, put some miles on it, test it out. I'm going to tell you what I think about it. So like I said, this is the Pearl Izumi N3 Trail. So in their Trail series, this is the neutral, which is what the N stands for. 3 meaning the most maximally cushioned version they're going to offer. This is kind of their shot at the Hoka and other maximal cushion lines, and I think they did a pretty nice job so far. You're looking at a 30mm heel stack with a 23mm forefoot stack here. They've done a wonderful job of shading it with the colors of the shoe, kind of blurring some of the lines so you don't look like you're wearing a big Hoka-like shoe. This looks a little more normal. And so you're running with about a 7mm offset. According to the website, it's a 7.5mm offset. Puts it right in that wonderful range for me, that 4 to 8mm range. I know that I can pick a shoe in that from any company, put it on, go 10 or 15 miles and get a pretty good initial feel for it. Something I also recommend you do, so once you find a shoe and you know the offset that you like, definitely make sure you keep note of that, know which range you can be in, because then you can pretty much go with any company, put a shoe on and get going with it. All right, so let's just take a look at what we've got here. What they've done is they've created a seamless upper with this. This is not 3D printed. It is just a seamless upper with the Ortholite sock liner, which has been pretty standard for them for a number of years. They do have a few offerings that are 3D printed, and I will tell you, as far as a comfort feel, those shoes fit like a glove. These shoes, while very comfortable with that Ortholite sock liner, don't quite have that glove-like feel. Nothing that I'll ding them for, because I have a feeling with their next upcoming versions, they're going to start 3D printing these as well. I just think they want to get the shoe out there, get it out to the public, and get it running. And of course, they do a wear test program, and you know, they got a lot of good reviews with what they had on this. So, that being said, really nice anatomical fit, especially in the forefoot. Is a little more foot shaped, similar to an Ultra, so that you have a little bit more room for your toes to splay out. They're going to point that out on their website. The other thing they're going to point out is their dynamic offset at the forefoot, which is right about here, where you can see the shoe kind of begins to curve as it's off that flat surface. And they've pushed that dynamic offset back just a little bit. They say they've tuned it specifically for the trails. I'm not really sure how they measured that. But again, that's just designed so that you get a really nice push off into the toe off portion of your gait cycle, and just kind of help you run smoother through, you know, from the heel to toe aspect of the gait cycle. I will tell you, running these, didn't really have any problems with tripping, stumbling, or falling. Not that I really have with any other shoes, so I don't know how big a difference that dynamic offset really made. Something I really don't have the ability to test, but I can just tell you that as an underfoot feel, these shoes are very responsive. They feel great. They weigh just 10.7 ounces. So not the lightest shoe on the market, definitely not the heaviest, and they don't feel like you got a lot of shoe on your feet. You put these on, you kind of forget you're wearing them, which is nice. They breathe really well, they dry out really well. I've run them through a few creeks and some stream crossings. Didn't really have any issues with the shoe staying wet or giving that slug slosh sound that we're all so familiar with. The debris screen on this is really, really nice. It's really tightly woven, but does offer just enough breathability. No dirt or debris was getting in these shoes on my runs. I've taken them up some pretty technical, rooty, rocky trails here in Georgia. Yes, we do have some of those. I know obviously this is flat, but you get up into the mountains and we can find you some pretty good steep stuff if you're interested. Carbon rubber outsole. This is really nice. This is, you know, to have as much rubber on the bottom of the shoe to be just 10.7 ounces is a pretty nice trick that they've done. They've also got multi-directional lugs on here, and that just helps give you a whole lot more grip. I didn't really have any issues with slipping. These look to be about 4mm lugs. I haven't run these through the mud, just haven't had the opportunity to do it, you know, aside from the little bit of mud by the stream beds and whatnot. But haven't really noticed a whole lot of slipping even on loose rock and gravel with these. So that is a nice plus. They do use their 1-to-1 energy foam that they claim gives you, returns equal energy right back to the runner. Again, something I don't have a real way to measure. I just kind of trust in that. I will tell you the shoe does feel, like I said, does feel great underfoot. I feel like I've got a good responsive ride. I've got a good stable chassis, especially as I'm running around out there on those trails. I don't really feel my ankle turning a whole lot, and I feel the shoe moving to kind of protect my feet. It has a really nice 4-foot rock guard here and rock plate. I will tell you one thing that I did do when I was out running these. I did catch some stumps and some roots going up a rocky trail, and I was able to actually pull this rock plate off a little bit. Nothing I'd really knock the company for, nothing that I would say is a materials or quality control issue. I think that would happen with any other shoe. One thing I might do for them in the future is I may just kind of spread this out a little bit further along the front of the toe box there. Might help with that. But again, like I said, that's something that would probably happen with any other shoe that's out there. Again, this has just been a really nice, well done, well thought out shoe. One that I definitely recommend if you're into the more cushioned shoe, something you definitely check out. Or you definitely check out their trail line. Really pleased with this shoe. Overall, no complaints, like I said, just aside from tearing that little bit of a toe guard there. It's a well done shoe. All right guys, thank you for checking out my review with the Pearl Izumi Trail N3. Again, N meaning neutral, 3 meaning most maximally cushioned. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you found it informative. Of course, if you got any questions, feel free to drop them in the comment lines. I'm always happy to comment back, change ideas, discuss the shoes with you. This is just something I love. Something you may notice, I've got these little tags that say endure and enjoy. With anything you purchase from Pearl Izumi, especially with their shoes, you can sign their pact. You can get you a couple of those tags. Something great just to put on your shoes to remind you of why you're doing what you're doing. Again, like I said, very pleased with this shoe. Really nice as far as comfort. I really think you could go all day in these. No problems. These are probably going to be the shoe that I run my next ultra marathon in, my next 100 mile or so. So that'll be giving me a really good test about their comfort. But like I said, no issues running these 25 miles and testing these out on some mountain trails. Something I definitely think if you're into trail running, want to give them a shot, check them out, definitely go for it. And as always, with TrainWise Fitness and RunWise Coaching, I'm Ross Wise. And remember to run smarter, run harder, and run wise.